he's known for having dreads. Kendrick started with the braids, went to dreads. J. Cole just went to dreads.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's about.
He went to natural dreads too.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't even.
Yeah, it ain't even. It wasn't the braids and then turn them into dreads as they grow and constantly get them maintained. Obviously,
Right.
Yeah, I wonder what that's about though. I wonder how come certain artists, as they continue to grow and get bigger.
Well, I'd say this because my wife talks to me about this all the time, bro. Like, once I hit that certain level of success, hell yeah, I'm letting my dreads grow back out.
That'd be dope.
I can't wait.
Yeah, that was a good look for you.
I loved it.
Yeah, it just requires maintenance.
We lied, by the way.
Oh, word? Hey, that's great. That's what's up. I like that, man. Damn, I don't get to play jam.
I messed that up for you. I apologize.
Oh, damn. All right, well, no, fuck that. I'm going to play a jam.
Whatever.
All right, bet. I still get my bombs and shit or no? Thank you.
I would've stayed if you let me. I would've made you a queen, but you seem
Yo.
find a ring interesting.
I don't know why, but like as soon as you play the music, I can feel the audio quality just kind of jump up just a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Oh man. Yo. Welcome to another episode of the most inconsistent podcast in the world, the Gentlemen's Club Podcast.
Honestly, we should just change the name of the podcast to that.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
I feel you. What episode is this? Is this 91?
I think you might be right.
Okay. That sounds accurate.
Trying to confirm that right now.
Okay.
And I'm kind of 91.
Bet. Welcome to another episode of the Gentlemen's Club Podcast, episode 91. I am your boy Cardell, aka Pedialyte Poppy. Over there in the back, who we got?
Hey guys, it's me, Zach, aka Podcast Poppy. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Gentlemen's Club Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not yet already.
No doubt.
We bring you content
Sometimes.
mostly on Tuesdays.
Mostly on Tuesday. All right, that works. How you feeling, man? What's up with you?
Reinvigored.
Okay.
Yeah. Is
Okay.
that it? Yeah, that's the one.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Actually, that's how I feel.
Okay. I like that.
I think we spoke about this, and it's just like, man, there's a lot of internal growth that's been needed.
Yeah.
Just because, pressure makes diamonds.
Yeah. I heard that
But
somewhere.
only if you allow it to. So
That's true. That's very, very true.
Just having some pressure-filled situations come up into my life, and not fully on the other side of it,
But
I feel like I am.
Okay.
Because I'm ahead of it now.
Okay.
I'm ahead of all the issues and
Right.
things of that nature. So now it's like, okay,
All right.
stop me.
Oh.
I dare you.
Oh. Okay.
I'm getting back to that guy.
I missed that guy.
Yeah.
I missed
Hey,
that guy.
I am him.
All right, fair enough. Well, glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it. How's your weekend been?
Weekend has been hot.
Like a
Just,
motherfucker.
bro. So just ungodly humid.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even really the heat, it's the humidity. It's just killing me.
It's the only thing I ever have an issue with.
Why do I live here?
Yeah, for real. That's the only thing I ever have an issue with.
But how you doing, brother?
I'm all right, man. I'm tired of shit. A lot of running around, little sleep.
Yeah, I was like,
What?
yo, 10 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
5 in the morning. I was like, yo, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, man.
I'm sitting here because I got your location. I'm sitting here, it's like, bet this nigga still asleep.
Nah, man. Yeah, it's been a lot of running around, man, and a lot of late nights. Went out to the racetrack yesterday. Could have possibly be my pop's last time racing for, maybe the year or ever. I'm not sure.
You retired?
Might be. Damn. I'm not sure. We haven't really talked about it. But it was nice to go back out there. Usually whenever we race, we usually go a couple states over. Nowhere too far or anything like that. But we was local. Brought the whole family out. It was fun, man. It's like old stomping grounds. We used to go out there all the time. Yeah, so it was good. It was good.
It's beautiful. Family time, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Other than that, man, just chilling, relaxing. How was the rest of last weekend? Did we? No, because we linked last weekend, didn't we?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did. No, we didn't.
Oh wait, the Friday you mean? No, you didn't. Did you come? Yeah. Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, we linked.
I'm getting all this shit confused.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, I was like, bro, we didn't pod last week.
Yeah, I know, but that was the plan.
But we kicked it. We kicked it the night before.
Right.
Yeah, we kicked it the night before.
Yeah. Car issues.
Yeah, same. It was cool. We watched the UFC fight.
Who fought?
I apologize.
Okay.
I do not know the participant's name.
But
watch these two women beat their faces in. Literally.
Oh, it was the women's fight?
Yeah, that was the title card.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
All
So
right.
was like, all right, when you promote UFC to people, that's the kind of fight you want to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that shit. They were beating each other's face. I was like, damn, this is incredible.
Yeah.
But I called the Uber. I went home. Shout out to him. It was just a good old time, man.
Okay. All right, fair
Good
enough.
old time. It was all culture, but nothing crazy.
All right, no doubt. What's going on in the? Actually, you know, I got a question. How do you handle jealousy yourself and from your significant other?
Have you watched me move?
Maybe,
Okay.
but our audience may not have.
Okay. I'm curious. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
So, how I personally handle jealousy for myself, this is going to sound wild.
I like it.
I don't get jealous.
Okay. I usually have the same answer.
And it sounds crazy, but here's why. This is my thought process, and I've explained this to my wife on several occasions, especially in the early stages of us dating.
Okay.
I don't get jealous because if somebody else can come in and entertain you while I'm doing my part,
Right.
That is the
Yeah,
emphasis on this part.
yeah,
right?
you're not failing,
And
you're not doing
as long as I'm doing my part, if somebody else can come in and entertain you, maybe that's where you're supposed to be.
Facts. That's usually my approach with it.
And who am I to keep you from your calling?
That is exactly how I approach it.
So I don't get jealous. I don't want you to talk to that nigga. Nah, bruh.
Yeah, go do what you want to do.
If you thinking about going to go be with that nigga instead of me and I'm on my game,
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. That's
Because
true.
I promise you, you can't come back to this.
Okay.
I'm very stern on that type of shit.
Right.
And as far as like handling jealousy from my significant other, it's a constant reassurance of, babe, I'm not going nowhere. Like, I'm choosing to be here.
Right.
Every single day.
Okay.
Like, look, I'd be putting more energy going behind your back than just
That's
clean
just
cut.
that's just exhausting.
Yeah.
If you've ever been there.
When I was single, talking to multiple women at the same time,
That shit is exhausting.
bro, I was like, why would anybody do this?
Yeah, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. That's just, and I feel like the only reason why people do it is just because the rush and the excitement of new people is,
It's not fun.
it's not fun, but it's addicting still.
Fuck that. No, it's not.
Anyway, I would agree with you when it comes to me being jealous. Here's something that I can admit to my core. I'm an extremely jealous person.
Okay.
But I had to work on that. I had to find a new way to look at things because I pay attention to everything. So if I see some shit,
You gonna say some shit.
most of the time, but or I'll make a mental note like, okay, keep my eye on that, see what happens. But like I've told you before, I've had women that's just like, you don't even get jealous, like you don't even care, because from a lot of times, a lot of women will associate being jealous means that you care, because on the opposite side, that's usually how women respond to it.
It's toxic.
Yeah. So no, I'm the same way. I not gonna say nothing. Not really gonna do much. But if that's the energy that you're on, because at the end of the day, if people want to do something, they're gonna do it.
1000%.
It just depends on if you're just gonna be upfront with it,
Right.
or if you're gonna be sneaky with it.
Right.
And I'd rather just fall back and let you do what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
'Cause-
I don't like the feeling of being lied to, being manipulated. I don't like none of that shit.
And a lot of times, sometimes when you press people, they might not be ready to be honest about whatever it is that they're doing that might be making you jealous. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it. I was just curious. Just a random question.
No, it's a good question.
A lot of questions.
So yesterday morning. Actually, no, take that back.
No.
The 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
At like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
We have a group chat. We have a group chat with a few other gentlemen that we're really close with, bonded bonding time. You know, this is the circle that we normally kick it with.
Right.
Right. So get a random text message at like 1 a.m. and the shit says, let me find it. It says, because this thread is long as fuck now.
Yeah, a little bit, because everybody started offering their thoughts in that motherfucker.
So it goes 1 a.m. Have two girls saying something us men would love to elaborate on.
Okay.
First person responds at 5 a.m. What happened? I respond at 7:50. I'm listening. You tuned in at 8:30 with a question mark.
And it's like, we kind of just waiting at this point. It's just like, all right, this happened at 1.
And then one other gentleman, he sleep, guys. Jeez.
Yeah, like let him breathe for a second. But then after that gentleman woke up, and what was the conversation that he presented?
I'm going to read it as verbatim because I don't think that there's anything in this. Okay. So there's a discussion held by what standards a guy has to live up to.
Okay.
As the convo went on, the discussion had me ask which man they would prefer between the two.
Okay.
Man number one makes over $100,000 or somewhere in the six figures realm.
Right.
He makes over $100,000. We know that for sure.
Right.
Cares more about himself and treats you like shit. But he gets you all the materialistic things that you want, spoiling you every once in a while.
Okay.
Guy number two, he makes, we'll call it around $80,000, maybe a little less.
Okay.
Treats you like a queen. Will do whatever it takes to make his girl happy.
Right.
But can't always spoil you because of some financial constraints.
Of course.
But he does the little things to try to make you feel special. Which guy would you choose?
Right.
So, you respond, and the results were. So, caveat, there's 3 women. He was having this conversation with 3 women.
Okay.
I want to go to his response because there was a lot of shit that was said between this.
Yeah, there was a lot of commentary.
It responds, 2 girls said man 1, the 6-figure man. While the third girl said, the third girl checked in saying, man number 2. And then she added on there a little spice. That's why y'all single and can't find a good man. That's what girl number 3 said.
Okay, shout out to her.
So, why is that concept so normalized? Because I would say the 2 to 1, 1 out of every 3 girls is going to look at the situation from a rational standpoint. Because I believe in girl number 3.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I believe that is a true ratio of how single women think. I'm not going to say all women. I'm going to say how single women think.
True. Okay.
Why is that?
That's a good question. I would say that there's a lot of brainwashing going on.
Elaborate, please.
Every point or argument that you can see on the internet, especially Instagram, is usually based around short form content about the sexes talking about what the other does and does not do. This has been going on for years. Like, we highlight it all the time. And a lot of the times, it's you have women talking about the financial status that men are in and also the behaviors of the men in their certain financial status. And a lot of women say that they want a man who can provide for them. They want a man who pay all the bills. Women are not trying to go 50-50. I feel like that's the narrative everywhere. So when a girl number 3 comes through and says, y'all bitches dumb as fuck, like, why wouldn't you want a guy who treats you better and can make you feel happier emotionally versus what he can give you and what he can do for you? And I don't know, man. I feel like there's been such a major shift between the way that women look at men nowadays, because let's be honest, for a while, the way that men ran things and treated women, especially when it was financial, it was just like, okay, well, I provide your living, so you do whatever it is that I say. Agree or disagree?
No, I agree.
Okay, so I feel like it's been a worldwide collective conscience thought. It's like a hive mind that women are not going to continue to live that way anymore.
So I want to read a statement from one of the women,
Okay.
from the first two girls.
Okay.
My man would have to make enough to make sure I don't have to work that hard or at all. Even if he treats me like shit, at least I have some nice things.
I can say that I hear that often. I hear that more often than not. And that's in a lot of the content. Women don't want to. It's like, no, you work, you pay for everything, you buy me stuff, and I get to kick it at home and provide a space for you to hump whenever you feel like it.
Do you remember what your response to that was?
What was? No, I don't. What did I say?
The dating pool has pee in it. Which is the title of this episode.
That's very real though, man. Like it's messed up on. I'll say it's messed up just for a second to take it off the women, but it's messed up on both sides. Like there are men out there who make a certain bracket, and they expect their women to move in a certain way, and anything less than that is unacceptable.
But
What?
obviously, married, have not been in the single man's game for a few years now.
Okay.
But I remember the back end of my single days.
Right.
And thinking to myself, yo, it's getting ugly out here.
It's nasty. It's nasty. It's very nasty, man. And I think that might come from because a lot of women have tried dating people solely for how much they like them.
And it just didn't work.
And it just didn't work out very well. Some of those guys might have still cheated.
You didn't like him. Or he wasn't the one.
Yeah,
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The right guy,
Right.
the right person for you. Fuck the right guy.
Yeah.
The right person for you is going to work out.
Yeah, you guys are going to make it work.
And the wrong person is not.
Yeah,
it may
true.
last a while,
True.
but ultimately something's going to come up and it won't work out in the end.
True. Very true.
People are so willing to just throw away the real regards of what makes a relationship real for materialistic bullshit.
People sell their souls for it. But do you feel like the way of the world has an effect on that?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
Social media has ruined relationship standards.
I think so too. Like,
And I'll stand by that.
yeah, 1,000%. Like we idolize money, and everything that we consume as far as social media is surrounded by people showing all of the stuff that they have and the places that they can go, and all of that stuff requires money. So when a lot of women might be in a situation where maybe that's not working out, and you're consuming this shit all day long, in your mind you're training yourself to, I want that, I desire that. Well, how can you get that? Well, if you can't work for it, women know that there's a way that you can find a man who will provide that for you.
Right.
And in a sense, you're almost trading your soul for materialistic things.
Yeah.
But then you have those few women that are like the third woman, who the money doesn't necessarily make the relationship for them.
You just want to you want to know that you're in a safe environment.
Yeah. And I feel like there are people who let certain circumstances change them for the worse, and there are people who learn to take those experiences and allow it to change them for the better. A certain woman who dealt with a guy who maybe didn't have a lot of money and he cheated on her, well, now in the back of her mind, she could take that and say, hey, the next situation that I get into, there better be a benefit in it for me, because I'm not going to love somebody and then they not treat me the right way, and then now I don't have anything. I would rather be in a situation where, yeah, you can do whatever you're going to do, because all men are going to cheat no matter what, but at least I get stuff out of it. At least my standard of living is comfortable.
That's sad to me, man.
I mean, it is, but like I said, the dating game has completely changed.
Yeah, it's on its head now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there a path for correction?
I think both sides have to be tired of the outcome. I feel like men have to value the type of woman that they have and not be as greedy and wanting more. Just more so relating to the cheating thing, the work that comes in to making a relationship work.
Okay.
I would say that the women would also have to find men that they actually like.
Yeah.
And realize that when it comes to dating, sometimes, it's going to work. Sometimes it won't.
I think character and intent has to change for it to really flip on its head. On both sides.
Are you talking about on a deeper level?
Of course.
My bad. All right.
Like, you can't change that shit on a surface level and just be like, one day it's like, all right, man, I'm done fucking around. Like, I'm gonna go, like, sit down now. You can't just on a surface level say that. If the fucking around and the fuckery is in your core, then even if you try the settling down shit,
it won't work.
You're gonna revert back.
Okay.
You have to look deep inside your soul and be like, okay, this is not working for my overall happiness.
Right.
What do I have to change with me? And once you change in yourself, and I was telling somebody this, it's like once you change in yourself, you notice the change in your environment.
I would agree.
And if you don't notice the change, if you don't immediately notice that you're in a different environment, you'll start to notice the flaws in the environment that you're in. And be like, yo, I'm not comfortable in this shit anymore.
That's real. That's real. My bad. You bring up a great point. I didn't know how deep we were going to go with it. But I mean, I feel like that kind of ties into like the last conversation that we had when we were on here about just like the internal deep work that you need to do. Mm-hmm. You know, there are people who realize that, I need to do the work and choose not to, but they complain about their situation a lot.
Guys, there's nothing wrong with the therapist. I want to make that abundantly clear.
But you would be surprised how many people are completely against that.
I know.
They don't believe that they need to do anything like that. They feel and especially if you have everything else covered, but maybe one specific area of your life is not working out and they can't seem to figure out what the disconnect is, and like it might be internally.
Right. You might be the problem.
But again, people do not accept that idea.
Right.
Like therapy is still taboo.
And I don't see how, man.
And not even just in the black community, because we know it's extremely taboo in the black community.
Oh, it's
but I mean, you know me, like I try to encourage people to try some shit like that all the time.
Oh, same.
And it's like, it's like in certain, you will notice that most couples, I never hear about single couples going to, or just people who aren't married. Mm-hmm. Never hear about those people being open to going to therapy together.
That's the best time to go.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think that would be fire. If that's somebody that you plan on marrying and you want to spend the rest of your life with, go work out all the kinks. You might actually find out that the way you're treating your relationship is because there's something internally going on with you.
And I'll say this from a lesser level too. What therapy does is it doesn't fix you. Because that's the concept, right? That's what everybody thinks. It's like, oh, I don't need to be fixed.
Yeah.
That's not what therapy does.
No.
Therapy gives you the tools to deal with your circumstances in a healthy way.
Yeah. And to
the same thing with a relationship.
And to also regulate yourself.
Yeah.
We're constantly growing and turning into different people on a constant basis. Mm-hmm. Like when people can say that you change and they can say it in a negative way, but what if you're changing for what benefits you? Mm-hmm. And if that person or those people that are in your life and whatnot, if they turn out to not be good for the growth that you're stepping into,
you got it. Yeah.
But what therapy will teach you is also that that's okay.
100%.
And it'll give you the tools to be able to recognize it, address it, make the adjustments necessary instead of just sucking all of that shit in like most people do, holding on to it and letting it grow and build until now it's a big blow up. And this could have been handled a completely different way from a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And it's just like you see relationships and marriages fail constantly all the time. Mm-hmm. And most of the time it's just like, oh, well, it was their fault. It was stuff they had going on. Mm. And it's like, damn, you ain't do nothing, huh?
Accountability, guys.
But I mean, that's very rare. That's very, very rare. So I agree with you. If more people start to get in tune with themselves, figuring out what actually makes them happy, figuring out what might actually be wrong in order, if they want to have successful, happy relationships in anything that they're doing, work-wise, friendship-wise, relationships, those are all the three major areas that we live in. Mm-hmm. And I feel like once people get tired enough, you have to be tired enough.
Oh, 100%.
You got to be tired enough. If you're tired enough of the circumstances and the situations turning out the same way, eventually, or hopefully, eventually, you'll want to change those things. You want to make a difference in that. And as soon as you're ready to do that, you start putting in the work to try. And it's not going to be perfect at first, but you got to try. recognizing that there might be a problem is
A lot of people don't want to put the work in, man.
a lot of people don't feel like there's a problem.
What's that saying that Kevin Hart used to do, like, before he went on stage? Everybody want to be famous,
But don't nobody want to put the work in? Yeah, no, that's real. That's very real.
Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to be happy. You could change the beginning of it. Everybody wants to be something. Nobody wants to put the work in.
That's real. That's very real. And it's a process. It's a journey. It's not something that you don't go to therapy once and you're all good.
Oh, I'm fixed.
Yeah, no, that's not real. That's not real. It's not real at all. So I feel like, yeah, once both sexes start to recognize where the issue is and recognizing that there might be a problem and putting the work in to try to fix the problem and be better people individually, I think you'll see a lot of people that can be happier with, no, you don't have to have the guy who makes six figures, but you can be happy with the guy who shows up and tries to be the best person he can and
You always
loves.
want the guy that shows up.
Sometimes
I'll go to bat for you every time.
true. Even with the little resources that they may or may not have, you can still find a way to actually be happy with less. And a lot of times you see those relationships, a lot of those people are extremely happy.
So last part on this.
Uh-huh.
Girl number 3. Happily married.
Oh, crazy. Ain't that how that shit work? Ain't that how
And she
that
looked
shit
at her
work?
friends like, this is why y'all out all the time. I'm just coming to hang out with y'all, but I'm going home to my husband.
Exactly. My husband who loves me. My husband who provides and takes care, and we work together as a team in a happy relationship. Yes.
Shout out to her.
Yeah. Round of applause for that woman. She know the secret. That's the thing. The women who are happily married, they not even out with y'all. They not out with y'all. They're at home with their husband that loves them.
Yeah, they show up. They show up every now and again.
Yeah, they'll step out.
Girls' night.
Yeah, they'll step out.
It's just Saturday for you.
Yeah, and you know she do. She gonna come out there to get the tea and laugh with y'all about these wild ass situations that y'all end up in.
And then go home to her husband.
And it's like, man, those girls are wild.
In the bed, in the bed, curled up under the covers with her husband.
Yeah,
Like,
spilling-
these girls is wild.
It's wild. Getting the tea. Getting the tea.
I see why you don't want me to hang out with them all the time.
Yeah, that's true. But that's not always the case. So, but you know, thoughts and prayers to those other women. I hope that they can find the type of man that they're looking for. I hope that works out.
Yeah.
Speaking of relationships and marriages, quick question: how do you feel about sex before marriage and no sex before marriage? Do you feel like there's benefits to either?
First off, I'm the wrong person to ask this question to. I had a child out of wedlock, so.
I had a kid. Way
Oh, we
before.
both did.
I had a kid before all y'all niggas.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dom.
But no, seriously, I'm just curious if you think there are any benefits, because I was having a conversation about the dating world and where it goes, and it usually starts off as sex is the quickest thing that happens when it comes to the dating situation.
So I'm actually a solid person to ask this question to.
I thought so. Don't count yourself out, man.
So there was a time where I was celibate for like a year, intentionally, by the way.
Okay.
That's important because this nigga just celibate. That's not intentionally.
Right.
I was intentionally celibate for a year.
Okay.
And in that year, I was in a I started a relationship, and I was upfront with her about it. I was like, "Yo, yeah."
I'm not giving the meat out right
And
now.
yeah, I'm not giving the meat out. And she responds, she was like, I'm actually cool with that because I'm saving myself for marriage. I was like, oh, the restraint will be easy.
That's fire.
Cool.
That sounds great.
I won't have to battle.
Yeah, it won't be a
With
struggle.
somebody
here.
like, oh, no,
Yeah.
So it was cool. So this relationship, it took sex out of the equation completely.
Okay.
And in that, we had to legitimately focus on the relationship, like spending time together, being able to have conversation. You know, when we would hang out, like we would actually talk, we would do stuff together, we would like come up with activities and things of that nature.
Right.
And from a getting to know somebody standpoint, it's very important.
I would say so.
I'm a firm believer that you should not introduce sex into the relationship too early. I'm not saying that you should go celibate or anything like that.
Right.
But I am a firm believer that you should not introduce sex too early into the relationship because there's this like fog that comes about your mindset when sex is introduced, because you can miss somebody's bullshit because the sex is good.
That's a super fact.
Now, the relationship didn't end up working out.
Okay.
But I venture to believe, and I can't confirm this, but I venture to believe if sex was in that relationship, it would have dragged on a lot longer than
it
should
needed
have.
to?
Yes.
Okay. I'm with you on that. I would say that I agree with you for the most part. Yeah. You realize that when you take sex off the table, like you said, you can focus on, you can actually see a little bit clearer if this is somebody that you can spend time with. Because guess what? You can find somebody that you're comfortable with, kick it with, like to have sex with, but there's other things about that person in the relationship that might not work for you.
Right.
And if the only benefits are sex, it seems like it could eventually just be a waste of time.
Right.
So if you want to do that, I recommend it.
There are women that I kept in my life solely because of sex. Couldn't stand them.
Yeah, no one
Could not fucking stand them.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's very real.
And they knew that.
Yeah, but that was kind of the conversation. It was just like, yo, the whole world it's a lot of transactional shit.
Yeah.
It's a lot of user people. It's just like, yo, this is the only reason why I'm around is because our sex is fire. It's like, yeah, I mean, we could watch a movie every now and then, but you only watch the movie to get sex started.
Yeah, you
know
don't
what I mean?
talk all day, and then the text message pops up at 11 o'clock at night, and it's like, all right, this is what we're doing today.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's
Do you feel like that messes with the feelings?
yeah, because it's inevitable. Like some people, their emotions are tied to sex. Like some people will only have sex with you if they have some kind of emotional tie to you.
Okay.
To some degree.
Right.
And sometimes that emotional tie is built from having sex. It's like, oh my God, no one's ever done this, or no one's ever made me feel this way.
Right.
Or the way, different things like that. And then now you find yourself in an emotional hook, and it's like, wait. That's not what I agreed to. We don't even have conversations outside of sex.
Yeah.
It's like, no, but I feel something. I feel like we should explore something further. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, I don't want to.
And now that you have this imbalance of you feel this, they feel this, but there's some kind of connection and tie there.
Right.
A lot of times the sex is the key. I was just curious.
Yeah, sex is supposed to be safe for special people. Like you're not supposed to have body counts into the 30s and 40s and 50s and all that stuff. That's not realistic if you're trying to have healthy relationships.
I would agree. Do you feel like that can ruin things? Let's say that you do have somebody who has a high body count and has had sex with a lot of different people. Do you feel like that can ruin things for when you want to be married and have sex with just one person for the rest of your life?
Depends on your partner.
How so?
I look at it like this. The more experiences that you've had in life, the more you're able to say, I've done that. I don't need to do that anymore because I know what's out there. I'm good. This is where I'm deciding to be, and I'm deciding to be there because I know what's out there in the world. So I will say from the having the high body count,
right?
Having a higher body count, I would say that would be one outcome of it.
Okay.
Because I look at that from the way of like traveling and everything.
Right.
It's like, dude, I've been all across the country.
Right.
It's like if I want to go on a trip, I know where I want to go.
Right.
Like I don't have to think about it. There's no guesswork involved in it. It's like, okay, I've been to all of these places. If I'm going out traveling for a vacation, especially with my wife, without her ever having been to a place, knowing her and knowing these places, no, babe, we're going here.
Right.
Because we're going to do this, this, and this, and I know you're going to love it.
Right.
Not, all right, let's go to Portland and see what happens.
Okay, I get you. Do you feel like there are any downsides to maybe not having very much sex and waiting until you're married?
100%, because there's a certain level of physical compatibility as well. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying save yourself to marriage. I'm saying you hold out on the sex part till you get to know somebody, and then you can introduce the sex. Sex should be an enhancer for your relationship.
Right. Not the sole focus.
Not the sole focus on it.
Okay.
But I do believe that you can have all this connectivity and compatibility with a human being, and then you sleep together, and you're like, that ain't it.
But what do you do about that?
You have to treat it as if, like, you have to treat it like it's an important component. It shouldn't be the end all be all.
Right.
But if you don't have a physical connection with somebody, that does matter.
Okay.
It does.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it doesn't.
Right. So
But-
you everything could be perfect in the relationship. But when the sex is concerned, that could definitely affect it. But do you feel like most people are willing to try to work on it and try to make it better because of how much they love somebody?
I feel like with sex, there is more wiggle room for growth than any of the other categories. I truly do believe that. So it's like, okay, but this where it comes is like, if you really know that person, if you really have open conversations, hey, let's really explore this. Let's have conversations with this. Let's see if we can make this better because of this.
Right.
And if you're able to come up close and personal and have that conversation with your partner, maybe you can build on it. Because here's the deal. If you have sex early in the relationship, like say in the first week,
Yeah.
and it ain't it for you, and you haven't built that emotional
You might
connection,
not even. Yeah, you might not even want to.
Like, oh, bro, I'm good. I'm done.
You're not even want to
Next.
text, and that could have potentially been the
the
person.
one.
Yeah,
Could have been the one.
right. And now you don't know because you put sex first and it didn't hit for you.
Right.
You're making sense over there, man. Making sense over there. I guess that's why you married, right?
Nah, I'm joking. Yeah, a lot of experiences. That's all I'm saying.
Whole phase is important, man. If you use it right.
I was celibate for half of my whole phase. It's hilarious.
Oh man.
Intentionally.
Yeah, I get you. I remember I tried it for a little bit.
Not long enough.
Yeah, no, and
I have tried to get a couple of y'all to be like, yo,
Yeah.
just never mind.
you're not wrong. But honestly, just in that same space, I feel like with certain experiences, you do get tired of just using sex to fill a void. And you get tired of sex being the number one thing of your interaction with people.
You want to know how long the void that sex fills? You know how long sex fills that void for?
30 minutes.
Till you come.
Yeah.
Second you come, that void is empty again.
Yeah, and you need more.
Yep.
And it's another conversation. We're just talking about, you know those guys who were there. They wake up every day, and that's all they do. All they do.
100%.
Their goal is to chase women, find women.
I don't hang around those guys anymore. I don't deal with that shit anymore, man. Because it's like, bro, that's exhausting.
It is, and eventually after you've done it enough, you get tired of it.
Yeah.
And you just like, bro, I'd rather have a meaningful relationship with somebody, whatever kind of relationship it is. I'd rather it be meaningful. I'd rather like the woman that I'm spending my time with and
Yeah,
I'm having
100%.
sex with.
Yeah.
Like that sounds so much better than just, oh, it's another girl that I got to get rid of. Or
I've too many times entertained conversations with women that I had zero interest in,
yeah,
purely because of sex. And it's like,
that's just not fun.
no. It's like, yo,
I don't care about nothing that your homegirl said.
Like it's in my, like it's. I've had this thought. I can't wait till you leave.
And that's wild. That's a wild thing.
It shouldn't be that way.
It shouldn't be that way at all. That shit'll make you, it's eventually you get tired of that and you want to stop letting sex be your driving force for just interacting with a woman. Like you find the right women are awesome.
1,000%.
They're the best thing on the planet. They can be entertaining. They can be funny. They can help you out in a lot of different things, provide you with a lot of information. And they're great. They're amazing. It's just like you don't got to use them as objects. And that sounds like some super pandering shit, but that's just, but that's honestly,
I've been accused of pandering before.
of course, but that's honestly just like the point that you get to when you get tired of that. You get tired of running through all that and you're just like, you know what? This is getting old. What's funny, man? Zach is over here laughing like a motherfucker. He's got a lot of thoughts.
Just the last time I was accused of pandering. What was said to me? That's all.
Oh, okay.
And what they said. It's like, yo, nigga.
Got you. Yeah, I think that's all I got for our dating marriage roles.
That's all I got. So, real quick, and I'm exposing some shit. I'm not going to use no names. Were you invited to Beer Olympics?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna get you an invite.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. I'm gonna come. We kick y'all ass. Whatever we doing.
I don't even know what we're doing, but yeah, Beer Olympics next weekend. It's popping.
Oh, y'all out of here.
We are out of here. So, should I start a steak channel?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I told you that from the jump. I told you that from the jump. You could. Yeah, I think you should because a lot of
That's a crowded space right now.
I can imagine, but at the same point in time, this is the phase that everybody is kind of stepping into. Everybody's buying houses. Everybody's selling down, starting their families. Everybody's getting on the highlight for the weekend now is getting the grill going.
Oh yeah.
And as a young dude, when you look at it, you be like, oh, okay, that's what's up. And you'll slide through.
Yeah.
but you're not spending the whole day there.
Right.
When you get the grill going,
Niggas, I got squatters in my house.
niggas will pull up, man. And real shit, you are really nice on the grill.
Thank you, sir.
And I feel like you could pass some of that information along and try to help some people try to be able to do the same thing at their house. So then they can invite you over. Like, yo, check out my, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I got some invitations to some grill offs.
Oh, I'm pulling up for that.
Okay.
No, that's going to be good.
Okay.
Don't leave me out the loop on that one.
Okay.
I'm coming. I'm coming on that one.
I got a couple of grill offs that I got to be there.
Two of the best men I know on the grill.
Yeah.
Got to go head to head.
I don't know if I want that smoke, honestly.
That's a lot of smoke, dog.
Look, man.
Pun intended.
Because the last time me and him talked about the grill, this nigga was going into the science of it all. I was like, bruh,
Yeah.
I'm not going that deep.
Yeah, no, he's
not.
real deep with it. Temperatures, rubs, and the way that the meat is cooked, and you know, even at
He
this
was using
temperature,
scientific terms. It's like, bro, we barbecuing, man.
no,
We barbecuing, man. What are you doing?
yeah, nah, that man is a connoisseur.
But I've watched him cook too, man. He's actually cooked on my grill a couple of times. He cooked ribs, and it was like, look, his process. I was like, okay. When I saw it, this is like 2 or 3 years ago. When I saw his process, I was like, okay, I still have some stepping up to do.
Yeah,
And granted, I have stepped it up. I haven't necessarily stepped it up in that realm.
Right.
Like, he could outcook me on ribs all day. I know that.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I'm not even going to try to challenge the man for that because
Right.
I've seen the shit that he does.
Right.
And I've stolen some of it.
Right.
But it's like, bro, I don't got that kind of time.
yeah, that's true.
But I know I can cook steak better than him.
Yo, we gave you a group. The first time you made that steak for us, we came and gave you a group hug.
Yeah. I
It's
got a
like,
group
nigga,
hug.
this is amazing. I've never tasted anything like this in my life. This shit
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah, so I have, that's actually, as soon as we wrap up this recording, that's actually what we're going up to do.
Hey, look, it's about to be a great
So
day.
it's raining outside, and I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure out maybe get
Hey,
it,
nigga,
way to get it done.
I'll hold the umbrella. Whatever to get the job done, I'll make sure it happens.
Yeah, as long as it stays at a light drizzle, we'll be all right. You know,
Right.
get the temperatures going and
Before we do leave, can we get a round of applause? The officers who were responsible
yes,
for Breonna Taylor's death have been indicted by the federal government. I believe it's the FBI.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
might be
sure.
Right.
But they've come to find out that, you know, the way that they went about that entire process, falsifying the no-knock warrant, there was some foul play in that,
But we knew it was foul play. But
We did.
the fact that they actually dug into it and
which was really surprising to me.
Yeah.
When I saw the clip of them announcing that, I was actually really shocked.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, we're so used to black people being wrongfully killed,
Mm-hmm.
and people and the officers more times than not getting off.
Mm-hmm.
There may or may not be a settlement,
Right.
but at the end of the day, we don't want the money. You want the justice.
Yeah.
You want the people who wrongfully took this person away from us to suffer the consequences of their actions and not be protected by the police,
Right.
or the blue line, whatever it is that you want to call it.
Right.
So it will be interesting to see where that goes.
Yeah, I want to see justice served. I'll say this: if actually, I believe that the police department did pay the family some kind of money already.
12 million.
Okay, so no, yeah, I just want justice at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, I want the family to be taken care of and not have to worry about things like normal things like we have to. But at the same time, it's like, look, man, there has to be consequences for actions like that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. So like I said, I was surprised. I hope that the justice is served like it needs to be, and I hope that will send a shockwave to the rest of these police forces that end up having situations like these that got off, that got away from that situation. So definitely glad to hear that, man. Other than that,
Absolutely.
I think that's all we got for this point.
Yeah. I just want to say I got a lot of love for a lot of people out there right now. These are still wild and crazy times. We were just talking about how the world is kind of like a Jumanji board right now.
Facts.
You know, we've been dealing with COVID for the last 2.5 years, and now there's this monkeypox thing.
Right.
Everybody just stay safe. If you believe it or not, I'm not here to argue that. I don't really care.
That's fine. And they're probably gonna spin it like they did COVID.
Yeah,
But stay
just-
away.
just stay safe.
And stay away from me. Stay away from me. If you out there wilding and you move like, because I still have not caught COVID. I'm not trying to, and
even in this last wave.
I haven't.
That's
caught it.
crazy.
And that's the thing. Like, you know, people say, "Oh, you be out a lot." I was like, maybe. I still wash my hands. I still stay away from certain people that I know.
I got blindsided by that shit, man. Yeah. I was at the airport. That shit got announced. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, man.
I got to fly home.
And I can't lie, it's hitting everybody.
Yeah, it is.
Like, it's hitting everybody. Whole households are going down. So either way, you guys stay safe, man. Take care of yourselves. We will hopefully be back.
What? I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we be back.
We only got 9 more episodes, and then we're there.
We can hit that hundo.
Hey.
Yeah, we'll get to that, man.
Hey, we can have conversations about that shit now. So I actually have some stuff planned. Me and you will talk about it when we get off.
Okay.
But leading up to episode 100, I think we're going to have a good time.
I think so.
There's one episode in particular where I think Ash is just going to nerd out. It might be a 2-parter, actually.
Yeah.
In fact, it is going to be a 2-parter because ain't no way in hell I'm finna sit here for 2 whole hours and listen to this shit.
It's my shit, man. It's my shit.
So definitely looking forward to that, man. And again, thank you everybody for all the support, man. Like this has been regardless of where our subscriber number is, and we do care, but at the same time, man, we appreciate the people that do listen. I'll say this, like being able to get on camera, or for me on the microphone, and record and talk about these things. Like these are conversations that we have without all this equipment here anyway.
Yeah,
right?
period.
Like, and that's how it started. And for you guys to listen, for you guys to chime in, the messages, the DMs, the fan base. Like we have fans in places that like we don't frequent.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's really cool. Like people that I've never met.
At all.
People I've never met before, like, yo, Zach, what's up? Like, it's like, oh man, that feels good. And granted, I know I'm not the most responsive person. I still appreciate the messages, and I do see them, and thank you guys.
Yeah, and I'll make sure they get back to you.
Not if they message me directly.
I know, but that's the thing. I've had
You're
people
right.
like, yo, tell so and so. I was like, yeah,
and the messages that have come through Ashton to me, thank you guys. I appreciate it. There are definitely some messages about my son, and congrats on
people invested in your daughter, nigga.
Yeah, I was gonna say there are people that have been sending congrats my way through Ashton about my daughter. Thank you. The messages did all get to me. It does mean a lot to me. Thank you guys. I've got a big speech planned for episode 100, so we'll get there.
Okay,
we'll get there.
Good for those.
But just thank you guys for the support up to this point.
Absolutely.
Please keep supporting because
even if you're just sending a message, it's like, yo, I really like this episode. Hey, maybe sending ideas about the different things that we can cover or things that we miss, because obviously we miss a lot of shit. We're not always going to speak the best way, but either way, we still trucking, and we enjoy doing it. At the end of the day, that's one of the most important things.
Absolutely.
So this has been another episode of
the Gentlemen's Club Podcast.
And we was really sick on that one.